Welcome back, guys. Mike King Corridor here with another video for you. This is an NEC Multisync A500 15-inch CRT monitor. And I'm doing a review on this because it kind of took me by surprise. Prior to this monitor, I had thought that large resolution monitors only came in like 16-inch and above and were usually flat screen. But this beauty is a curved screen monitor from 1997 that goes all the way up to 1280 by 1024 on a VGA HD15 connection. And it's perfectly suitable to connect to a modern PC, as I will show later, as long as you use an adapter. Because DVI obviously is not going to work with VGA otherwise. Admittedly, this monitor is pretty ugly. It suffers from kind of a weird late 90s aesthetic here. Definitely kind of a Japanese look because of the weird ergonomic curves and everything. They were still trying to figure out what they were doing with that. And a lot of computers, especially the compacts and stuff, just were really kind of ugly from this time period. They just looked like Frankenstein monsters. And this monitor definitely sums up that aesthetic perfectly. It weighs about 28.22 pounds. It only came in white, and it has a dot pitch of 0.28 millimeters. Obviously, it's 4:3 aspect ratio. Taking a closer look at the front here, you can see the lovely logo, but also the menu system. Basically, what happens if you want to open the menu, you hit proceed, and then you can do all your choices from here, and it's pretty straightforward. Over here we have the model number and the power button, and the power button is actually nice and satisfactory in that you get a nice click and you can push it all the way in. It's not spongy like some Dell CRTs. Now if we go ahead and turn it around here and adjust the camera and focus in on this so we can read what it says, we can see a little bit more about the specifications. And there's our NEC logo again. Obviously we have our power, and the cable is fixed on this particular monitor. It is really long though, so you have plenty of room. You can run this all the way across the desk, and then there is your VGA connection right there, which is quite nice. Taking a closer look at the sticker here, we can see that is the NEC Corporation, and then a little number there, I'm guessing that's your serial number. And then this is the address to the actual NEC Corporation, which is 33-1 Shiba Go-Komi, Minato-ku, Tokyo, Japan. However, the unit was manufactured in Dongguan, China. Chassis number Z68A, which is, I guess, what all this is here. As you can see, it was manufactured in July of 1997, which, as I said, is really surprising because this monitor goes all the way up to 1280 by 1024 at 60 Hertz, and all the way down to, I think, 640 by 480 at 60 or 78 Hertz or something like that. I will be honest though, in addition to the general aesthetic of the machine, there is one other thing I don't really like about it. And that is the fact that you can't really tip it back very far. That's as far as it goes. And if you're like me, you like to kind of look down at your monitor. So what I do is, as I tipped it back and then stuck a book underneath here so that I got a little more viewing angle to kind of straighten out the image. Because if you don't do that with a CRT and it's a curved screen, you can actually see the curve on the lines on the top of the monitor and stuff, and it just doesn't look as nice as it could otherwise. Now, as I was saying before, to use this with a modern graphics card, which is going to be DVI or HDMI, you're going to need an adapter. Now, in my case, I use DVI because that's what my graphics card has on it. It's a Sapphire 7790, and I just use a little DVI to VGA converter. Plug it in there, and there you go. That's literally all you need, just right in there. Now, this is not going to work with DVI-D. You're going to need an actual active translator, but this is a passive one, and it works on DVI-I, and you will be able to get away with that. So let's go ahead and plug in this monitor now, and I'll show you what the picture is like. And it's actually really nice for such a small monitor, as you will see. Okay, so I've gone ahead and set up the monitor here on my desk, and as you can see I'm using the book to prop it up, so we have a nice 90-degree angle to my eyeball so that the images all look straight and we don't have noticeable curve, even though the screen is curved. It's one nice thing about these curved screen CRTs. If you're going to view them at an angle, they look straight anyway. So let's go ahead and turn it on here. And I should also note that it is really easy to adjust this. It is very well leveraged and it doesn't take any effort. You could move it with one finger. It's really nice. Okay guys, so I've zoomed it into the monitor here to kind of show you it as crisp as I can possibly try and get it. Unfortunately my camera doesn't seem to like to do macro very much, so it still looks a little fuzzy, which is disappointing because this screen looks really great, and unfortunately I can't really show you how good it really looks. But you can see that it does render text well here, and that the colors really pop, really amazingly, actually. This is a pretty psychedelic looking sci-fi background anyway. But the colors definitely pop out, and the darks and stuff. It's a very true color. I like it a lot. It looks amazing. I just wish it was a little bit bigger. Let's go ahead and zoom it out. Okay, so I've gone ahead and backed out the camera here and put on a video of HD footage so you can kind of see how crisp the image is. And the colors definitely help to make the image look more bold and kind of stand out. As you can see, the blacks on it are definitely dark black, and the whites stand out in strong contrast. Everything looks really nice. And overall, it's a great little monitor. It's just too bad that it's 15-inch. I would like a 16 or 18-inch version of this because, man, this picture, it just looks great. And were it a little bit bigger, it would just be amazing. Okay guys, so that's been a look at the NEC Multisync A500 15-inch monitor. As I've been saying this whole time, it's a really good monitor, and I really like it. The reason I'm using this on my desktop is because I really can't stand LCD. I've used LCD for a while, and when I switched from CRT to LCD, I regretted it almost immediately because the contrast on the images was too high. I couldn't see the detail in dark environments and video games, and when it was bright, such as using it with the internet or any kind of white backgrounds, it really hurts my eyes. It just makes my eyes burn, and it irritates my eyes in general just using it. It's too sharp. Everything just kind of looks wrong. But with a CRT, the image is much smoother, the colors are much richer, the difference between light and dark areas is much greater, and you can see much greater detail, although the actual sharpness is less. And because of that, though, it causes much less eye strain on me. And I prefer CRT over LCD any day. That's just me, though. I'm Ed King Corduroy, and this has been Transcendental Airwaves. Hopefully you enjoyed this little look at this tiny CRT monitor.